What's up guys, it's Pua here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to reach Unreal rank in Fortnite. I'm currently top 30,000 in the world. I'm going to be showing you all my tips and tricks on how to improve and rank up. And if you guys wouldn't mind to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe to help the channel out, I would really appreciate it. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. Before we get into gameplay and footage, I actually want to talk about what we're going to be going over in this video. So starting off at number 1, we have how rank progression works. At number 2, we have consistency and how to become more consistent. Number 3, knowing when to take fights, and number 4, how to fight smartly. So jumping in, let's talk about number 1. How does ranked work? In Fortnite, there are two main ways that give you the most percentage in ranked. Those two things are being kills and placement. But something that you may not have known is that by getting the loot island, the storm towers, and the cash boxes, those can also give you extra percentage. Getting kills is a very big factor in getting a higher rank in Fortnite, but Fortnite themselves have even said that getting eliminations early on in the game is not as impactful as getting eliminations later on in the game. Getting 1 or 2 kills early game is definitely good, but if you were to die right after, then it's all for nothing. Especially in the higher ranks like Elite and Champion, where dying off spawn can make you go down almost 5%. So with that being said, yes, it may be boring, but playing slow until it's later in the game is the best way to rank up and finally reach Unreal. Going in a little bit deeper, let's talk about the different ranks. In Fortnite, we have a total of 8 ranks, starting at Bronze and ending at Unreal. If you're currently stuck in Bronze, maybe stick to creative maps. All jokes aside, the lower rank you are, the faster you will rank up, and that goes the exact opposite for the higher your rank is. So in my personal opinion, and for anything below Diamond, I recommend just W-king and trying to get better at fighting. But once you start to become a higher rank, it is very important that you start making it to late game. And the best way to make it to late game is by becoming more consistent, which leads us into our second topic. How do I become more consistent? In my opinion, the best way to start becoming consistent is to have a set drop spot and loot pattern. The reason that having a set drop spot and loot pattern is important is because you'll land there more often, you'll learn the chest spawns, the floor loot, and then you'll eventually be able to loot it really fast and have advantages over people who land on you. Looking for the best spot for you to land at, keep in mind of the places that already have shield there so you don't have to pick it up. And I'm talking about places that have a slurp truck, slurp barrels, flow berries, and stuff like that. Having a drop spot with these items already there makes it so much easier to stay loaded up on heals and not run out as fast. If you're having trouble finding a good drop spot, I highly recommend going to your search browser and searching fortnite.gg. Here, you'll be able to find places with chests, floor loot, vending machines, floor heals, and much more. This website really makes it easy to find everything that you need and gets you a very successful drop spot. Another thing to make sure that you're doing early on in the game is farming. Having a lot of mats early on in the game makes your off-spawn fights so much easier and will make you a lot more consistent at winning them. My personal favorite drop spot is Ritzy Rivera. The reason I like this place is because it has a vault, a launch pad, a storm tower, and vending machines. And I like having the vault is because it always has a guaranteed blue chest. I like the launch pad to be able to rotate wherever I want in the map, especially considering it's up on a hill, so it makes it very easy to go very far. It also has a storm tower, which not only does it make the game easier, but it also gives you that extra percentage, and it has a vending machine. So if you can find a safe spot to get mats, shield, and loot, then by now you've already outlived half the lobby, built up those juicy placement points, and are off to a great start. And now we're ready to start taking fights, which brings us into number 3, knowing which fights to take. This may seem like common knowledge, but I notice a lot of people struggle to know what a good fight to take is. There are 3 rules I like to follow when deciding to W-key or take a fight. Rule number 1 is where's the storm. If you notice that you are not in zone and the circle is far away or moving in, it is probably your best interest to avoid the fight until you make it in, or are very close to being in. The reason taking a storm fight is bad for 2 reasons. One being the most obvious, you take extra damage, and if you don't have any white heals, you may end up dying for no reason. The second reason is being held in zone after the fight. If you just finished up the fight, then you're more than likely not super healthy, and now you have someone who is safe in the circle shooting at you, not letting you get in safe and heal up. Rule number 2 is how many mats do I have? It seems like a no-brainer, but if you don't have the mats to take a fight, then you simply do not push. Now, you may be thinking, but Pua, what if I'm getting W-keyed and I have no mats? The best option is to simply either box fight or get into a building and then fight and farm at the exact same time. But do keep in mind that there are a lot of places that you can't build in the new map. And rule number 3, confidence. Confidence is key. If you're not confident or scared, then you will not win the fight. That means that you should always fight with confidence even if the odds are against you. My bad, guys. I didn't mean to get all heroic there. But if all 3 of your rules check out, then that means that you're ready to start taking fights. Now that we're starting to take these fights, let's make sure not to look like a flopper, aka Tico, and play smart. Which brings us into our 4th and final step to hitting Unreal, how to fight smart. If you watch pro players play, then you'll realize that they do something called a right-handed peek. And that is where they make sure that the angle that they peek at is on the right side of their body. Another important thing that they will do is simply keep up aggression. If you pump someone for 100 damage, you should not be playing passive and should be applying as much pressure as possible, trying to get into their box and get the elimination. Now you also may be wondering, what if you're in a situation to where you get hit for 100 and they are now applying pressure? The simple thing to do is go for chip damage while they are trying to spray you, so they also have to end up healing, giving you time to heal and reset the fight. Keep in mind that every player, including yourself, makes mistakes no matter how good they are. It is very important to realize the opponent's mistakes and capitalize off of it. Another thing to keep in mind is that playing very aggressive can get you in bad spots, so you need to learn a good mix of aggressiveness and being able to take a deep breath and reset for yourself. A basic tip I have for you is make sure that while you're fighting, you have a minimum of 2 boxes surrounding you, so that way you have more control over the fight, and if they're trying to take your walls, you can always fall back and reset yourself. Making a 4x4 is a very good strategy to keep control over the fight and not get absolutely spat on. If you look here in the footage that I'm showing right now, this is me pushing an opponent, and the first thing that he does is make a 4x4. And this is smart because that means that if I were to drop down, I would be fighting in his builds, and if I were to brainlessly jump in, then I'd end up dying. So with that being said, take smart peeks, learn to keep aggression and how to keep aggression off of you, and you'll do great and be Unreal in no time. With all that done and out of the way, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video and will benefit off of it. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe so you can keep up with all my tips and tricks. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Mwah!